All right. Well, yeah,
right.
I think
All
maybe.
right. All right. Yeah, yeah. No, there's no shame in the spit cup. Hi, my name is Jen Micheletti. I am a member of the Calgary Phil First Violin Section, and I'm here with the one, the only, James Ehnes.
Hello, everyone.
He'll be playing the Brahms Concerto with us tomorrow night. We are thrilled. But right now I'm here to ask him about nothing that has anything to do with that and to try some candies. In the first violin section, we decided that the intermission is a short period of time and we didn't ever want to talk about work during that period. So we started bringing in different candies and rating them. We have an Excel spreadsheet for those who are interested. And I thought it'd be fun to try that with you today.
All right. Well, this looks good. I haven't eaten and I'm ready.
Great. So the first question goes with a muscat gummy from Korea, which is one of our newest members' childhood memory candies. So what's your favorite candy? Do you have one that goes back to your childhood?
I'm not such a candy guy,
Oh,
but it's one of those things I get super addicted to. Oh, this is good.
Mm.
Yeah.
So out of 10?
Oh, I love this. I'm very generous with my candy. I'm going to give this a 9.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It's terrific. I could eat
Not
these.
leaving a
See, that's the problem. Like I say, I'm not much of a candy guy, but I mean, I could take these all down right now, very happily. I might do that.
Great, we'll send them back to the hotel with you. You don't have
Okay.
to order dinner. It's perfect.
Right. Well, you can keep these. You just give me the rest of the package.
Okay,
Deal.
you don't want the unwrapped ones.
Don't trust you.
So that sort of segues into our next question. Have you ever had Mozart Cologne?
I have, and they're yummy. Can I have one now?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And my question to you is, so you're not a candy guy, so I won't ask what a James Ehnes commemorative candy would look like. But is there a
Cool.
piece of a legacy that you could imagine in 200 years someone unwrapping or buying and be like, this reflects the spirit?
Oh,
James
man.
Ehnes?
Well, that's quite a question. I don't think anyone would want to eat it. Yeah, these are good.
They're so good, right?
Marzipan,
Brahms could
right?
have eaten one. They were within his lifespan.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So when did these come out?
1890s. So, I mean, just barely, right? But
Mm-hmm. Oh, he probably got into them.
I feel like he would have.
Probably got into a fair number of them.
You know, he was quite a gourmand.
Mm.
But he was also a savory guy too. Goulash was
Do
apparently.
you know that great story about he went to a wine store and that's good. The proprietor recognized him.
Mhm.
I said, "Oh," and brought something out. I was like, "Here, I've brought you a nice bottle of Brahms." And he looked at it and he said, "Could you please bring me a nice bottle of Bach?"
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So a wine, a James Ehnes wine?
No. I'm thinking a James Ehnes malt liquor, maybe.
Ooh.
You know.
I offered you guys to come and stay in my student apartment the last time I saw you. Is there anybody famous or interesting enough that you say things that you might not wish you had said to them if you were in the same room?
Oh, it's funny. That's a funny conversation, right? Like the things that, well, I will say that many years ago, I had the just incredibly good fortune. I just was in the right place at the right time. I was performing in London and there was an event at Buckingham Palace it was basically Canadians in the arts that were living in London. And I wasn't living in London. I was performing there, but the people at Canada House knew I was there and they said, "Hey, do you want to come? We can get you an invite to the palace." And I was like, "Well, yes, I do." And I have to admit, obviously, I knew who the Queen was. She's on all the coins and all the
Yeah.
money, and I know who the Queen is. I've never really, I don't know. I don't mean to. I'm not making any statement by this or anything, but I've just not really been super aware of the royal family. I'll put it that way. And basically, at this reception, the Queen was going to make her appearance, but I was just super excited to be there. And most people there are a lot older than me, and I'm kind of making the rounds. And I end up talking to this hilarious old guy, and we're having a grand old time. And it took me about 5 minutes to realize that it was actually Prince Philip. I was like, Oh. And then I think I probably became much tighter, in my conversation. But he was a lot of fun.
He famously had a great sense of humor.
Yes, yeah.
Was he the one who told you, or did someone, poke you?
No, it just sort of became obvious from the way the other people in the circle were sort of interacting. And I think they were all quite amused at my level of familiarity with him.
I know with the Queen, there's touching rules.
Well, I mean, I wasn't, putting my arm around him. Right? I didn't give him a noogie. I wanted to, but no. No, I mean, I was the model of decorum.
Oh.
But no, he was very open and friendly, and wanted to know what I was doing in London, and so we had a good time.
That's amazing. Glad to know I'm not the only one. That was supposed to be paired with the jelly candies.
Okay.
Getting so mixed up.
All right, jelly candies.
So these are peelable. So you're supposed to be able to take off the outer layer and then eat the inside. It's mango, tangerine, or strawberry. Take your pick.
I'll try the strawberry. So I'm supposed to peel it?
Allegedly. It's a little...
Or can I just eat it?
You can do either one.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's not good. No. I want to see that.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to get your rating on Mozart Kugel.
Mozart? Love Mozart. I like the candies. But I don't need them. I can give that like a 7.
You know what? We had the same problem in Candy Club. Everyone rated everything so highly. It was really hard to get to the 1.
You know what? You're dealing with Canadians. We're nice people.
I am not. It is mostly Americans. Americans and Koreans, actually.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm just going to back away from that then. Well, okay. You know what? But I mean, how can you give them the Mozart candy that?
No, it's a classic. It's okay. You know what? You can trash this one.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to give that a... I'll give the Mozart. I'll give the Mozart a 7. I'll give this one a 6. It's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You would eat it again?
I'd eat it again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Why not?
Yeah.
But I think...
Well, I mean, the texture would be why not?
Well, no. I'd eat it again. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I'm really hungry.
No. You could be.
Maybe I have a tapeworm. No, I think it's fine.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So you're famously modest and kind and a paragon of Canadian virtue. So I want to know, you have all these things you could brag about. You have one of the most incredible careers ever, but you don't. So what do you brag about? Is there anything in your life that you like to talk about that you're very proud of that no one has ever asked you about?
I'm proud of my kids. My kids are cool. They're really good people. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud of them. I got a 12-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, and I'm very proud of them. And, it's funny as a parent, right? Because you can feel a certain amount of pride in them, but there's that kind of weird joy of just, if you're lucky enough to like your kids, there's that nice joy of being like, wow, these are their own people. I can't take responsibility. Like, it's odd because I feel this great pride in my children, but part of that pride is because they're good people that I have nothing to do with. So I can't really be proud of it. Does that make sense? Like, I think I'd like to steer them in the right direction. But I think they're good kids. They're neat people, and I enjoy being around them. So that makes me happy.
Do they go on tour with you?
Yeah, they do a lot, actually. We're on the road together quite a bit, so that's really fun. We've been to all sorts of interesting places. They love Calgary. They love Banff. Like my son, I think Banff is kind of his favorite place in the world. I think he wants to move there. Other things, I do have a few. We want you to move there too.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we gotta.
Okay, here we go.
Salted red bean. I find them quite lovely. But one of my section members, Eric, shout out to Eric. He said, "I'm mad at you for making me put this in my mouth."
Well, I mean, okay. So I spent a fair amount of time in Korea.
Yeah.
And I was actually just there like 10 days ago.
Yeah, you have your Asia tour.
And I like red bean. It's like, yeah, sure. But it's one of those things, it's like, guys, it's still a bean. Like, we have better ways of doing this. Like, I'm sorry. It's fine. It's good. But I just think of how much better this would be if it were a caramel, right? What do you think? But
well, no, I love red bean. I grew up in San Francisco, and so it's a flavor very close to my heart. But I understand why other people might not love it.
There's this
as
Korean dessert called pot binsu that is like, or bingsu, or however you sort of say it in English. And I think it's my favorite thing in the world. It's like shaved ice, condensed milk, often with red beans. And that's really, really great because I think like sort of the beaniness of it, it doesn't feel quite like you're eating just such a sugar bomb. But with something like this, I'm like, I mean, it's fine, but you said I was too nice before, so I think I'm going to give this, like, I don't hate it. It's fine, but I don't need to have it again. I'll give it like a 2.
Okay. So in preparation for this, I was borderline stalking, according to my husband. And one of the interviews that I saw you do, you talked about how your dream job would be at NASA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so we have some astronaut ice cream to prepare you. And I was wondering, what's so fascinating about space to you?
Oh, everything.
Oh,
How much time do you have?
Oh, so much. Like, would you want to be a scientist on the ground solving problems? You want to be the guy up in the air, strapped in the tin can?
I'd totally go in the tin can. Yeah,
Really?
like, oh, this is one of those. You know, every family has like those silly, lighthearted conversations about like, well, would you or would you not? And it's like, if I got the call, would I just like drop everything and go up there and be like, yes, I would. And my kids are like, no, Daddy. And I'm like, well, you'd have to come too.
Would they go?
If I told them so, then they would. No, I don't know. No, I just find it just so incredibly exciting, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's just, I think it shows like the best of human nature to just kind of explore frontiers that seem impossible. And I'm just fascinated also by the idea that, you know, it's been 120 years since we had like a plane kind of go crash, you know, and it was like, oh yay, and now it's, you know, what has been, I mean, really basically from the Wright brothers to the Apollo missions is crazy, and I think a testament to the best parts of human nature. So yeah, and these look pretty good.
Yeah, so this is cookies and cream astronaut ice cream sandwiches. So would you do Blue Origin? You've already missed the first violin in space. I don't know if you got that memo.
Oh yeah, I did. That was a nice story. Okay, so this is really awful, but it's like, you look like you hate this so much. Okay, I gotta try this first.
My poker face is excellent.
Oh, that's so sad.
You want to go live off these?
I don't think they live off them, right?
No, but the astronaut meals. If this is the ice cream of astronaut meals.
Yeah, I mean that. I gotta try this
That's the
without the
special
cookie.
treat.
Like,
You think it's
okay,
better?
this looks like there's something in it, right? And it's like turns to dust.
No, I'll take 10 red beans over this. I mean,
they're doing their best. I'm gonna give this. It's not. I mean, I don't hate the flavors of it.
Okay, fair.
I'm actually gonna give that a 3.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think I could get used to it. It's got a certain addictive quality. Like I could have another one right now. I might have another one right now. Yeah.
Oh. Would you take your violin with you?
No.
One of the other things I found out about you is you love pranks. And one of your favorite pranks is putting famous people's names in your phone for everyday callers. So who made that list?
I mean, I think it's fun sometimes, like to be like, oh, I've got to take this.
I can't tell you what these are.
Oh,
It's
God.
it's
Okay.
on the theme, but I've also never had these.
You know, to like have, if you know that you're going to be getting a call from someone, and you're, you know, at lunch or something, and you know that it's going to be the type of thing where you can pick up your phone and be like, oh, I've got to take this. It's really fun for it to be like Vladimir Putin or something like that. You know,
That's your go-to.
well, I mean, there are various, but you know, to impress people, that's one that makes an impression. I'll say
It
that.
certainly would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who
Okay.
else is in your top?
I've had Wayne Gretzky show up a few times.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would
I
be-
wish I knew Wayne Gretzky. I don't know Wayne Gretzky.
I mean, from a pedestrian point of view, aren't you famous enough that you could be like, "Hey, Wayne, you're top in your game."
Okay, I need you to stop talking. This is horrible. Like, I don't even know what's going on here.
So these are Canadian made.
I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
No, they're chickpeas covered in chocolate.
Oh, okay.
They're supposed to be a
Okay.
healthy, great snack from.
Okay, well now,
Yeah. They are a candy, but I figured they fit well with the idea of pranks.
now that I know, they're fine. Because they just taste like chocolate, but there's something like, I mean, you know, it's a little,
Yeah, no,
it's a little like the red bean one. It's sort of like, not in taste, but in the idea of like, well, you could just make this better by not doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I love it's like the health of the chickpea. So, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit of vitamin E, but with chocolate.
Well, you know, it's dark chocolate. I'm sure that actually, probably for some people, these would be like a very good thing for them to eat.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
You know what? Tomorrow night, that's the candy I chose for the candy club. So if you want to see all the first violin reactions, because I won't tell them what it is. So you made it all the way to the end.
Okay.
Only one spit. I'm proud of you that you did not spit the chickpea. That one I thought for sure was.
I doubled down on the chickpea.
You did. You went for it. So these are called cucharitas. Did I say that okay? These are a candy from my childhood. It's tamarind paste and spice in a plastic spoon. It did come packaged.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
And the last question is there any piece of music that it seems like everybody else loved, but it took you time to sort of understand and grow to love?
Well, I think there's a lot of pieces like that.
Really?
Yeah. Pieces that, I mean, some of the pieces that mean the most to me now were pieces that took a while. And I think that in a way that has made me, for these types of pieces, like a more passionate advocate, in that, like I okay, so I got a cassette tape of the Elgar Violin Concerto for my birthday when I was like 11 or something, which is, I mean, that's kind of like, what kind of family does that to an 11-year-old kid, right? And I swear, when I was having trouble sleeping, I'd stick that in the Walkman and put it in the headphones because I would be out. The piece just struck me as so boring.
Oh, not comforting.
Just so dull. I could not stay awake. And now it's just one of my absolute favorite things in the whole world. And sort of coming around to that music has made me so passionate about it, because I want to be the best advocate for it I can, because I don't think this was a scintillating performance on this particular cassette tape. And I think that was the problem, right? I mean, there's certainly one example, but one of many. You know, it took me, I think, a while to sort of understand what the language of the Alban Berg Concerto was, for to how to be expressive within that world. And then now I think that is can be a very profound experience.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't sort of play itself, you know, it
No.
needs to really.
I'm sorry, I would not know.
Well,
James
take
Ehnes
my
would
word
know.
for it, but okay, here we go.
That's so funny that oh no.
Okay, that's not the way to eat this. Don't try this at all.
No.
Oh, wow, I can't decide if I really like this or if I'm just like,
After the chickpeas, anything's good.
it's a lot. It's
It is a
definitely a
lot.
lot.
It's so funny you say that about the Berg Concerto, because that's one of my first musical memories is seeing San Francisco symphony performed the Baird Concerto. This is embarrassing. I can't remember who the violinist was, but that opening, which it's just open strings,
Right.
you know, and 12, 11, that sort of impressionable age. I just remember thinking it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But it's so interesting how these pieces just strike
Mhm.
people completely differently, you know? Is there a piece that you heard at that age that did not bore you, but really sort of got in your brain that way?
Brahms Concerto. Brahms Concerto. When I discovered that piece, it's on an LP, and I was just stunned. The first movement on side A, I was just so completely blown away by the first movement of that piece, and it's so complete in its own way. Like in a way, it's the perfect piece for an LP. It's the first movement, and then the second and third movements. And it took me probably a month before I could even turn the record over, because I would just start it over again, start it over again, start it over again.
Do you remember who it was?
Yeah, it was a great recording with Perlman and Giulini and Chicago Symphony. You know, you must know that.
No, they're not great.
No, they're okay. They show promise. Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on them.
I'm glad I had this, because I've certainly never had anything like it.
Oh, good.
It's such a weird combination of things going on. So people just eat this just like by the spoonful.
Yeah, it'd be like a schoolyard snack. You know, you have your 15 minutes, you get one of these, and maybe it was to keep us quiet.
Yeah. Well, I don't need it again, but I don't hate it. There's something sort of...
So what is that? Is that a 2? 3.5?
I'm going to give it a 3, because I think that I give it a 5 or 6 for the interest level, but it's not really, it manages to be like really, really sweet without the sort of indulgence of like a sweet chocolate. So I'm sort of like, well, if I'm just gonna be eating all this sugar, do I also want it to have this kind of weird tang? And like, I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
Not into spicy sweets.
I can be, definitely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I think some like chili chocolates are just amazing.
Oh, so good.
So good. But it's very sort of crystallized sugar for me, which I think maybe is not my personal thing, but I do think that everyone should try this, because it's just so different and so interesting. And it's got that nice kind of lingering, but it's also got that kind of weird, almost, I don't think it is artificial at all. I think it's just something that I associate with this kind of weird artificial flavor. Anyway, this was the most interesting one for me. And so,
well, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun for me. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, it was great.
And we have some that you can take home to your kids so they can experience
just
it
what
as
they
well.
need. Yeah.
Just what they need, more sugar. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Really enjoyed this. You can come see James Ehnes tonight, Saturday, November 30th, playing the Brahms Concerto.